how can older candidates, those who have experience in a different technical field, make the transition to data science and be competitive with younger candidates who are just out of school?
Yeah, so I've had this a few times. So it gets kind of nuanced depending on where they're coming from, what training they already have. Few of the people that I've been speaking to already have a master's, or maybe we're an analyst, an equity analyst, or something like that, and they want to become more of a big data analyst, and so what do I do? And they're much further along in their career. And I think I do believe that the boot camps can be good, and I do believe they better be ready to take a nice step backwards. And I'm not against doing what you need to do. Like, frankly, if you need to offer to go work for free for 3 months to go prove yourself, to get on a company name, a friend, and sort of a give and take, whatever you need to do, into that job and learn from from strong people who are good in the field, you do it, because it's just like the newbies, I think. Once you're in the job, once you're proving yourself, once you have that company and that title associated with you, then the need in the marketplace is such that there'll be opportunities for you. It's the risk factor of does this person know what they're doing, and do I have to train them? And if I train them, why do I want to train like an older person? I'm also trained like a newbie who's going to be happy making the lesser amount when I know this person used to make $200,000 and now they're going to be making 100. Like, they're going to leave me as soon as they get an opportunity to leave me. And it's the psychology of a hiring manager. That's why it's always that thing of why overqualified people get very frustrated when they can't get a job that they can definitely do. And I have to remind them that the reason that they don't want to hire you is because they know you're going to leave, because you're making way less money. And that's just logic, and it's often true. So there's some convincing that these folks are going to have to do, and I think it's some lifelong learning. You just got to get back in, use your connections, and get somebody to give you a shot. I think it's very similar in many ways. And you may have to go back to school. You may have to do some things like that. But I think if you have the capability, you have some money saved, whatever, if it was me, I would just find a good company with a big team, and where I knew somebody, and say, how can I get on this team? I'll work for free. Frankly, I'll work for free, and I'll learn, and I'll stay here. I'll give you 2 years, or something, and that's me. I'm not saying it's the best. It's just probably what I would consider doing, and that's, also considering maybe going to a boot camp. Some boot camps like Metis and some of the other ones are really good. I think Metis even has a 95%. Yeah, I know, Mark, you got a connection with them a little bit.
Right.
Has 95% placement rate within 6 months. They're graduates. 95% have a job in data science. And it's accredited, so you get credit. Things like that. So, it's not a piece of cake, but you can definitely do it.
Well, that's really fascinating what you said about why employers are wary of overqualified employers. I never really thought about that before, but that's really important to keep in mind, and it goes back to that underlying theme of risk reduction that you've talked about in so many different ways during this interview. That's something really important for these older candidates who are looking to make the switch. Is you've got to not only convince them that you know the things, but that you're going to stick with them for a while too. That you're not just going to get trained and then leave them 6 to 12 months later.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows if you putting in the effort to train somebody takes your time away, and you don't want it to go to waste. So it's yeah, it's an interesting dilemma, but it's definitely if anybody's passionate about anything, I believe they can do whatever they need to do to get where they need to go. It's just going to require more time, effort, and that kind of a thing.